Hello and welcome to another tutorial in Microsoft Excel. Today in this video we'll be discussing about cell and sheet referencing. Cell referencing is a way in which a cell is used in another cell by making use of its name. That is the cell name, and the same goes for the sheet referencing as well. So cell and sheet referencing means the way in which you use the name of the cell in another cell, or the names of the sheets and the values in it in another sheet. We can take the example of this number here. Suppose I have the number 45, and suppose if I reference that cell name, that is A1 in here. So if I write A1, so I'm actually referencing the cell name A1, the cell A1 here, and I've got the same number as 45. That means I have referenced the cell A1 in E5. But suppose if I have some numbers here, that is so if I want a total of these three numbers here, and likewise these three numbers here, and the total of these three here. So if I write the total equal to sum, open the bracket, and I'm going to write A1 to A1 to C3. That means I'm also referencing this name, the range of the cells. So the range of the cells from A1 to C1 I have referenced in this E1. So that is also referencing of cell, but a range of cell, not just a single cell, but a range of cell. And if you observe in this formula area, if I click here, it's A1 to C1 and it's A2 to C2, and then it goes on increasing. The numbers are increasing. A, B, C, D, it remains the same, and um, the numbers are increasing. That means the rows are increasing by itself. So that is called a relative cell referencing. But there is also another cell referencing that is called an absolute referencing. So I'm going to take another example. Suppose say I have some numbers here. Let's say 15, 18 and 21. So I'm going to divide all these numbers by a number 3, say, and find the answers in this area. So let's say I want to find the answers in this area. I'm going to divide all this number 15 by 3, 18 by 3 and 21 by 3. So if I happen to write like equal to 15, I have referenced the cell name B2 divided by the D3 and hit enter. So if I use the relative cell reference, then it does not work. So in cell referencing, you have to be careful while you're using the name of the cells. 15 divided by 3 is 5, that is okay. But in here, B3 divided by D4. B3 is this one, that is 18 divided by D4. In our D4, which is this one, there is no number at all. That is the reason why we're getting a division error. So in order to solve that, solve this for this one and this one, because here also it's increased. It's D3, D4 and D5, so both of them are being increased, D4 and D5. So it should not increase, it should remain the same as D3 only. So I'm going to give a dollar sign here, and if I drag it on from here, it should work now. So that is an absolute cell referencing. Now for the sheet referencing, let us consider that we have, let's take an example of this one right here, and this sheet 1, we have some names and subjects with the marks. So what if I want to find the total of all these marks in another sheet, and as well as the percentage? So I'm going to calculate the total in percentage in another sheet. So let's go to sheet 2, and in here, if I want to find the total of the subjects that was there in sheet 1, so click equal to sum, and then I was supposed to write here from B2 to D2. So I'll go here and then write B2 to D2 here. But here something has come up like sheet 2 exclamation mark. That is the part where we do this sheet referencing. So in here actually I'm bringing the values of sheet 1, so I'll make it as sheet 1 and exclamation. So this part means I'm using the values of the sheet 1. So we have referenced the values of sheet 1 in sheet 2. So if I hit enter, it should work. Here is the total for the subject. Now if I want to find the percentage, that is I'm going to use average. Now you can directly write as you have already got the hint, that is in sheet 1 we need from B2 to D2. So if you're doing cell referencing, you need an exclamation after the sheet name. So if I hit enter, it will work, and drag it down. So that is about the sheet referencing. So you might be wondering, why can't we do the total in percentage here? Why should we go here? So there are some situations where we don't want the values here and we need the values in some other sheet, or sometimes you want to keep the values hidden in some other sheet and actually you want to bring those values in here. So let's see one of those examples. So in here I have a registration form where a registrar will have to write your name, class, roll number, and address. But in address, in the address line 1, you will write your first line of the address. But in here, I want to let them select the state and country here. So I need to provide the list of the state and country. So here, the list of the state can be stored in another sheet. So I can reference that list in here. So I will go to sheet 3, and in here I have listed some state name. So I'll select all of them, and in order to reference the whole range, I'm going to give it as state, and this region will be referenced as country. So cell referencing can not only be just a cell, single cell only, it can be a range of cells. So I've referenced this one as the state. So I've named this group as country again. So if you come back here and if you want to use the list of the states here, you can click on that and go to data in your menu, and you can go to data validation, select data validation, and in here it's going to be a list, and in here it will be equal to state, because it was because we have referenced those range of cells as state. So I'm going to click OK, and if I check here, the list of the states will come out. Now following the same step, I'm going to do for the country also. So click on that cell, go to data in your menu, data validation, click here and select list again, and here we have named those range of cell as country. So click OK, and you see that the list of the country is also coming up. So in those cases, the names of the states and countries should be hidden in some other sheet. So that was a quick review on cell and sheet referencing.